Hello everyone. Microsoft has recently announced the planned failover in Azure Storage. And this is the screenshot of the announcement which was done on August 22, 2024. So in this video, first I'll explain the details related to the planned failover in Azure Storage and then show the step-by-step demo of unplanned as well as the planned failover in the lab. So let's start with the basic. Whenever you create a storage account, a replication or a redundancy is set up for your data. And there are different types of replication which you can choose from. Locally redundant storage, which is LRS. So that means there will be 3 copies of your data which will be saved locally in the data center. However, they will be in the different fault domain and update domain, so that if there is any issue in the data center, your data should be available. Then comes the zone redundant storage. The regions who supports the zone, in this case too, 3 copies will be saved, but those copies will be in the different zones. And then the geo-redundant storage, where there will be 2 regions involved. And you can look in the Microsoft documentation for the paired region. Like I'll give an example of Australia East and Australia Southeast. So if you create a GRS storage account in Australia East, then the data will be replicated into Australia Southeast. And in the case of the GRS, there will be 3 copies which will be saved in the primary region and 3 other copies will be saved into the secondary region. However, there will be an asynchronous replication between these 2 regions. And in the case of the geo zone redundant storage, now those 3 copies will be in the different zones. And if you choose the RA-GRS, which is read access geo-redundant storage, in this case, it's completely similar to GRS, where there will be 2 different regions involved. The difference here is that there will be 2 different endpoints. So the primary region endpoint will be read-write enabled. However, the secondary region endpoint will be read-only enabled. And the different use cases are, in case you are running services in the secondary region as a development environment and you want to use the exact replica of the production environment, then you can use the read access to the secondary site. Or if you are running a web application where the users are pulling the data from different location, in that case also read access geo-redundant storage helps. And the last one is the read access geo zone redundant storage. The add-on over RA-GRS is that you will have the data stored in the different zones, so which will have more security, because in case of any natural disaster, if your whole data center is gone, in that case your data will be saved into another zone. So these are the different application options you have to choose from while creating the storage account. And here in this failover, we are specifically talking about 2 different regions, primary region and secondary region, which will be GRS, GZRS, RA-GRS or RA-GZRS. So there are 3 different types of failover. One is Microsoft managed failover. Second one is customer managed unplanned failover, customer managed planned failover. And this video is specifically for planned failover, but I'll explain all 3. So the Microsoft managed failover happens if in case the whole region is down, then Microsoft failover all the services to the secondary region. This happens very rarely and you should not be dependent on this. The another one is the customer managed unplanned failover. In case the whole region is down or there are certain services which are used by you are down and Microsoft hasn't triggered the automatic failover, in that case, you can trigger that failover. Then you will start consuming the data from your secondary region. There is no DNS change has to be done because whenever you initiate a failover, the endpoint remains the same. However, in the backend, Microsoft changes the connection from primary region to the secondary region, and your secondary region becomes the primary one. And the third one is the customer managed planned failover. As the name suggests, it's a planned failover, so you can do the disaster recovery test in this case. And another important use case scenario is if you're using Azure virtual machine as well as storage account. However, Azure virtual machine is not working in the primary region and the storage account is working fine. But in that case, because now you have to fail over the virtual machines to the secondary region and you don't want to pull the data from the primary region, so you can initiate the planned failover and your virtual machine will fetch the data from the secondary site. So these are the 3 different failover options which are available. Basically, unplanned failover is supported by all the regions now. However, there are certain limitations. Like if you have SFTP enabled, SSH file transfer protocol on your storage account, it's in preview and only supported by the specific regions only. So this could be the reason that unplanned failover may not be supported in your region because you have SFTP enabled. And in the case of the planned failover, we know that this is recently announced. So it's still in preview and there are very few regions where you can enable this. So if we'll talk about data loss, first let's start with the Microsoft Manage. So now by default, in the case of GRS, your data is being replicated from primary region to the secondary region using asynchronous replication. And suddenly there is an outage in the primary region. So that means because of the asynchronous replication, there will be certain amount of data which will not be synced to the secondary region. And when you will do the failover, you will have a loss of data. Same applies to the customer managed unplanned failover, because here also the region is impacted. However, in the case of the customer managed planned failover, this is done for the disaster recovery or in the planned way. So in this case, first the whole data is synced and then the failover happens. So there is no data loss in this case. And the best part is all three failover options are supported by Azure Data Lake also. So if you enable HNS in your storage account and makes it the Data Lake storage account, then in that case too, you can use these options. Now let's understand the impact of failover on the storage account. So if you're doing an unplanned failover, if you are using GRS or GJRS, automatically after the failover, the data in the primary region will be completely lost, and in the secondary region, it will become LRS, which you can re-enable to GRS, and then automatically your primary site will become secondary and secondary will become primary. However, in the case of the planned failover, because this is done intentionally, in that case, there is no change and the data on the primary location or the primary region is not even lost. So if the original configuration is GRS, it remains GRS. And if you want to fail back, you can always fail back. This option was much needed because during the disaster recovery activity, when the customer used to do the unplanned failover, whole data on the primary region is lost and there are a lot of configuration that has to be done for the failback. But it's all good now. The only challenge is it's not available in all the regions. So these were all the details about the failover in the storage accounts. So now in the lab, I'll show you step-by-step deployment of the storage account where we'll do the unplanned failover as well as the planned failover and see the impact of the failover on the storage account in the lab. I'm logged into Azure portal now and let's create two storage accounts. One for doing the unplanned failover, another one for doing the planned failover. So let me start with first storage account. And because the planned failover is not available in all the regions, so what I'll do is I'll create the unplanned failover in the Australia East and the planned failover storage account in India West. So let's create first storage account. I'll create new resource group, RG unplanned test. Let's name the storage account as ST Shalender Demo 001. Hope this name is available. Looks good. Region is Australia East. Because this is not mandatory option, I'm not choosing the primary service, though we'll be using the blob storage only. Performance is standard. Let's create a GRS storage account. Next. No changes here. Enable public endpoint, data protection. I'm not changing anything. Review and create and create. The deployment has started and parallelly let's create another storage account which will create in India West. Go to storage accounts, create another one. I'll create another resource group for this, RG plan test, and let's name this as ST Shalender Demo 002. Let's create this in India West. And the first storage account is already created. I'll choose the redundancy as GRS in this case too. Review and create. It's validating now. and create. So let's go to the storage account which is already created, the first one. And if we'll go to data management, and in the data redundancy, you will see RA-GRS is set up. However, you can change it as GRS and save. So that means Australia East will be the primary site and Australia Southeast will be the secondary site. As you can see here, these are the paired regions and there is no failover which has happened. Another storage account is created too. So now if you click on the storage endpoints, there is a single endpoint available, only the primary endpoint, because this is just the GRS. If we'll change it to RA-GRS and save it, then you will have the two different storage endpoints, one for the primary region, another one for the secondary region. And the primary region will be read write and the secondary one will be read only. So if you click review, now you can see there is a primary service endpoint and secondary service endpoint. But here we just want to change it to GRS, keep it this way before we prepare for failover. Now let's go to another storage account too. 002 which is created. Same way, go to data management redundancy. It is also RA-GRS. Let's change it to GRS, save. And here it's West India and South India. So these are the two paired regions which you can find in the Microsoft documentation. So now let's go to the first storage account in the redundancy. If we'll go to prepare for failover, you will see two options: unplanned failover, planned failover, which is in preview. However, the problem is the planned failover is grayed out. The reason is because this storage account is in Australia East and it's not supported in Australia for now. And if we'll go to another storage account, there should be both available. Redundancy. It's GRS, West India and South India, and prepare for failover. Now if you'll notice that planned failover is grayed out here too. However, we have created the storage account in the West India. The reason is because we haven't enabled the preview feature. So let's enable the preview feature. Let me open this portal in another tab. Open the shell, which is a Cloud Shell. And to register this preview feature, you need to run this command, which is register AZ provide feature. Feature name is allow soft failover and provider namespace is storage, Microsoft Storage. So let's run this. Sorry, my bad. I have to switch to PowerShell. So if I'll run the command again, and it's registering. I'll wait for a couple of minutes and then I'll check again. And once it's showing the status as registered, then we'll check our storage account. It's been more than 10 minutes and it's still showing as registering. Let's close this, go to the subscriptions. And when you click on your subscription, there is an option in the settings known as preview features. Let's search for this option, soft failover. And here it's showing as registered. I think there could be an issue with the Cloud Shell, but it's registered now. Let's go to our storage accounts. Let's go to Australia's storage account first. And if we'll go to redundancy and prepared for failover, and it's still grayed out. And this is how it should be because Australia East doesn't support the planned failover. Now if we'll go to second storage account, which is in India West, same redundancy, prepare for failover, and perfect. Here you can see that both the options are available: unplanned failover, planned failover. So now let's trigger the failover for both the storage account. For the first one, it will be unplanned failover. For the second one, it will be planned failover. Let's go to first storage account. Prepare for failover, unplanned failover, confirm yes, and failover. Now let's go to another storage account, second one. Refresh, prepare for failover, planned failover, yes, and failover now. So I'll pause the video and we'll be back once the failover of both these storage accounts are done. It took around 15 minutes and the failover is completed for both the storage accounts. Here too, the failover is done. So let's first go to Australia's storage account where we did the unplanned failover. And as you can see, now Australia Southeast is the primary data center. And now the redundancy is changed to LRS. And there is no secondary site. So once you do the unplanned failover, all your data in the primary region is gone. And you just have the data in the secondary region and the redundancy changes to local redundant storage. But now if you have set up everything is good, then you can set up the replication again. This time you can keep the Australia Southeast as your primary region and Australia East will become your secondary region. So what you have to do is just change it to GRS, save, and automatically a secondary region will be added here. And you can see Australia Southeast is primary now and Australia East will become secondary. Now let's go to second storage account, which is in India West. And you can see now South India is the primary region and West India is the secondary region and redundancy is still GRS. So this means in the case of the planned failover, the primary becomes secondary and secondary becomes primary and there is no need to change the configuration. The redundancy remains the same, which is GRS. And your data in the primary region is not lost. Just the reverse replication has been set it up. And there will be no change in the storage endpoint. The endpoint will always be same. It's just now it's fetching data from different region. So that is all I wanted to show in this video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.